Hello and welcome back to Varales 13, aka Johnson from Practically Gods, playing Jurassic World Evolution. Ooh, more fossils. Um, so yeah, last time I left off after getting interrupted by the security dude. Actually, before I go into my rant, let me start. Well, I can't start it yet. Shit. Alright, fine then. I'll go to my rant. So, last time I was talking about the fact that if you look at everything when it comes to if you look at everything about Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs, they're not really natural creatures. They are a man-made product designed to sell tickets, and it leads to that whole moral debate in Fallen Kingdom about how they're here, they're alive, we have a duty to respect and honor, but at the same time, they're fake creatures, which is why people said like, let them die off, let the island blow up, and for them to just kind of, go extinct all over again because that's what they were in the first place. And unlike so many other like extinctions as of late where it's humanity's fault. I mean, dinosaurs died off long before humanity ever even had a, you know, claim to fame, so to speak. So, it when I go ahead and make the joke about like, oh, dinosaurs done like it's a, batch of cookies or whatever, it really falls into play there. And it's funny because as I was talking about before the differences between the novel and the movie, one of the major differences, or one of the things that the movie neglects to mention, is the importance of the DNA, the creation of the dinosaurs. You go ahead and you see that scene with Nedry, talking to Dodgson, who Dodgson's supposed to be in Jurassic World Domino, not played by the original actor because apparently he had some stuff with some underage girls, so nobody wants that actor back. But allegedly, I don't. I recently was told that if I should ever say anything about anyone, to make sure you say allegedly, because then you're not claiming it as fact, and they can't come back and sue you, or are less likely to sue you. I knew nothing about it, just that they're bringing Dodgson back for the third Jurassic World movie, and they're not bringing the original actor back. But like I was saying, the big thing, the important thing, is that they have that scene where they're talking about Nedry stealing the dinosaur embryos, and I mean it stands to reason that okay, yeah, we can go ahead and make dinosaurs, and that's a thing, and that's important, but they never really outlined why it was so important to, Dodgson and the Biosyn Corporation in the first place. It. I mean, if you can do something, then you want to do it. That's the reasoning that they kind of give with almost everything in this series. But they neglect to outline in the movie something that was so vastly important in the novels, and it's that the dinosaurs are more representative of a benefit that uh, you can't get in the world today. Um, and one of the important things is, I'm going to go ahead and rant about it almost the same way that the novel does, because it's a Michael Crichton novel, if you're not really aware. Michael Crichton was a scientist. He was an amazing dude. I'm not saying all of his theories or his facts were correct, but for a guy who made science fiction for other people to go ahead and read, I mean, we're talking Jurassic Park, Congo, the Andromeda Strain. I love his books. They're phenomenal, obviously. Um, so one of the things he outlines is that, when it comes to the manipulation of DNA, like hard genetic alterations and stuff, it is. so much of it is illegal. It's considered unethical. It's not permitted, you know, even if it's for good and beneficial things, just because of the extent that you have to alter a human's biological, stuff. And even if you're talking about, like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and grow a different person and stuff, well, that is a person, even if it's, grown in a lab, they would have rights and considerations and stuff. The novel outlines the fact that because dinosaurs are already extinct, the creation of any dinosaurs through cloning would allow for the testing of like products, like, but mostly because that initially speaking, they're being presented through the purposes of entertainment, which is kind of a weird thing, but it makes sense only in the way that, like, this is just how the world works. Not dinosaurs. They pointed out that, like, there are breeds of fish that are being created and altered and stuff that, like, have a lighter scale coloration or could potentially even glow in the dark, so that people could go ahead and fish for them, uh, like, for not commercial, but like sword fishing, like deep sea fishing, just not in the deep sea. Um, it's a huge and vast and just insane setup. God, I am stumbling over my words as per usual. But do I have any more fossils that I need to go ahead and unload? Nope, I do not. Okay, so let me go ahead and get another Edmontosaurus, because I'm almost to the Edmontosaurus. But yeah, so if something is done for the purpose of entertainment, it has this oddly flexible reasoning, like, oh, this isn't serious, so we're going to go ahead and allow it. Meanwhile, if we go ahead and say that, well, we want to do this for the testing of, like, medications, you're talking about something that may directly affect the health of living beings. So it becomes more of a conflict of, not a conflict of interest. It's so weird because the entire thing sounds contradictory, and it is, but it makes sense in the fact that, like, people overlook things if it's for entertainment, because entertainment, while fun and important, it's not necessary. It's just another thing in the course of life. It's a distraction, and that's what they use it for. If I said that I want to go ahead and test, pills on something, well, that becomes a major issue. So in the novels, they outline that they want to steal the only reason why John Hammond was able to go ahead and actually create Jurassic Park the way he was because he was doing it for an entertainment purpose. People overlook that fact. Now, Biosyn wanted to go ahead, get the DNA, and say, well, these are extinct creatures. They don't have rights because they've already died out, and not even by humanity's hands. So they wanted to go ahead and test, like, medicine and stuff like that. Like, and they say that in, like, both novels. Jurassic Park.
Dinosaurs could become potentially dangerous.
Owen Grady, shut up.
Factor in the facilities.
And I need to resupply that. Alright. So, yeah, like, it's in both novels. It's in the Jurassic Park novel, and it's in the Lost World novel, which the Lost World novel, I was saying before that, the Jurassic Park movie is so different from what the book is, but the Lost World novel, like, it's almost completely different species than...
No diseased dinosaurs detected.
Yay, no more diseased dinosaurs. It's just so vastly different, and again, I would say that it works so well for what it does, what it presents, but people don't understand those aspects. And again, it's one of those, I think that Steven Spielberg probably did the best that he could in making a movie. Fun fact is that he went to Michael Crichton and said, "Hey, we're making a sequel for Jurassic Park. I would like to do it based off of something that you have. So please, can you go ahead and make a what's wrong? Danger to vehicle." See,
Science requires
that's
not
the stuff
only
that I haven't seen in a good
experimentation,
while.
but observation. And with you, I like what I see. Keep it up.
Okay, that's good. See, problem solved. What was I saying? Lost World, novel. Crap. I got totally derailed there again. But it's stuff that's just so vastly different because oh, that's right. Steven Spielberg asked Michael Crichton, "Can I please make a sequel to the original novel because I want to use that as the basis for what I do in this movie." And he took a lot of the aspects of it, the second island, but and like Biosin's involvement in that as well. But he changed so much in comparison to like the first one. Um, and again, I think it kind of worked a little bit better because you have the one girl, the daughter of Ian Malcolm, but that was really it for children, which is probably for the best there because I think it was two two kids went ahead and like tagged along in the novel. They live, spoilers, sorry, but it's it's deeply concerning that they have this these young children following Ian Malcolm to an island of dinosaurs. Um, it's and one of the funny things is that in the original novel, Ian Malcolm dies at the very end of it. Like not the very end. Like he's suffering from wounds. He's delirious. He's telling people all the chaos theory stuff throughout the entire thing. But he, like they say he dies, and then again, Steven Spielberg came along and said, "Hey, you know, you're doing such an amazing job. Can you go ahead and make another one?" And it was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Ian Malcolm back." That he retconned the fact that Ian Malcolm had died so that he can make Ian Malcolm the star of the second movie, second novel. But it's funny because, again, he gets injured partway through, and he's just delirious through a good bit of it. And it's laughable in its own way. Um, I'm taking so long with this, and I feel bad, but I'm I don't know. I like this. I feel like this is an exercise in me being able to like really speak to something because once people who know me know that once I'm comfortable with something, with people, and I have a topic that I'm interested in, I can rant on about it. It's like I can be stark raving mad. I enjoy it. I love it, and that's what I feel for this series. Um, and yeah, so the original movie compared to the original novel, it's so much of it's the same, but so much of it is different. For example, the kids. Oh God, I hate it when I have a brain fart because I talk about how much of a fan I am and then I forget their names. But John Hammond's grandkids, like their positions were kind of reversed in the novel. The boy was actually the older one, and the girl was the one who was more interested in, who was young and excited and just kind of like a sportsy girl. Um, and it's funny because if I remember correctly, like Alan Grant didn't have this whole issue with kids or whatever. I think that was something that they set up for the movie just because they had that weird like I'm just playing around here with the controls. Obviously, I should focus on the dinosaurs if I'm doing that. Um, they had that weird thing with like Adam Grant and Adley Sandler. Sadler? I get it screwed up so much, and I hate that. Um, like it was like a love interest thing, and it wasn't like that was bad. But me and Leah had like Leah argues that no, it wasn't a love interest. They were just like she respected him. I think she was kind of I think she was being ignorant to the fact that, like, look, you're gonna go ahead and have, hold on, no, wait. Can I cancel that? Please, let me cancel it. Shit. I fucked up. Oh, wait, whatever. So, yeah, I think she was being kind of ignorant to the fact that you've got a lot of those cases where, this older professor has a much younger, like, grad student, which is unfair to her character if I say it that way now that I think about it, because it's not like she was just some young dumb, like, no, she was a, paleobotanist. She knew ancient vegetation. I mean, that's the whole reason why she was like looking around the island and pointing out. And oh god, like there was again, comparing it to the novel, like there was like a little bit more going on about how I don't think they ever explained it in the movie really about like what was going on with the triceratops that was sick. And if I remember correctly, they explained that like cow and other animals like the triceratops would eat stones and the stones would sit in their stomach and grind up the plants that they eat to help them digest them because they couldn't like properly chew them with their mouths alone, and they were having a hard time identifying which plants were causing the trouble because it took a while for that to actually like digest inside of their bodies. It again, it's one of those things where Michael Crichton, he goes ahead and he writes his novels like they're a science textbook almost. They're teaching you a lesson. They're teaching you stuff that, presumably you didn't know. If you knew it already, then, awesome, good for you. You're smart. But he, God, I loved so many of his novels, and they make so many of them into films, and then the films get changed greatly. Um, like and one of the weird things that they changed from the novel to the movie is you still have the Dilophosaurus inside of the you still have the Dilophosaurus inside. Okay, I do need a little bit more of those. Okay, and then send this out on another expedition. You had the Dilophosaurus in both the novel and the novel and the movie, obviously, but it's the whole thing is just so much different. I'm struggling to remember how Nedry's death was in the novel. Like, it wasn't that far off. I think it was still with the Dilophosaurus, but, like, it was more directly gruesome, I want to say. If I remember correctly, like, he gets torn in half by two Dilophosaurus, and you wouldn't think about that because the way that the movie presents them is that they've got the frill and they spit up the mucus, like that tar-like substance, and that's how they hunt, at least the way that the movie presented it. But that was something completely presented for the movie alone. The novel, the Dilophosaurus are much larger, like because that's what they really are like in real life. It's kind of weird saying that because they're dead, but they're like more between the Velociraptor and Tyrannosaurus when it comes to their height and length and stuff. They were also, at least in the novel, detailed as having like these leopard-like patterns on their body. It was incredibly interesting to go ahead and like read into, And also really disappointing to know, okay, I didn't want to change that. Um, really disappointing that, like, we didn't get that because they were more focused on something else. Now, I mean, it was an interesting scene, but, you know, like, you'll have so many scientists say, like, there's no proof, there's no anything that even indicates it had a frill, let alone shooting up mucus. Um, I could venture and say that if you really want to argue about it for the movie, you go ahead and you say, well, they presented frog DNA to dinosaur DNA, and this is one of the weird things that got transferred over. Um, and it's... Oh, helicopter's back. Let's see. Ooh. Big pieces. Like I said, it takes a little while to go ahead and get these contract things moving because... God, I need to get like an overall island rating. What do I need to improve the island rating? That's one of the poor satisfaction. I need food and fun.
Responsible management of our animals is key, as is creating a safe environment for our visitors.
Alright, first one I named Eddie. This one I'm going to name... Cool for you. I'm going to name you Eduardo. I'm just going to go ahead and name all the Edmontosaurus that I make on this one.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue?
I should almost be done with the science stuff completely for this island.
Okay, don't let this go to your head, but that was some very impressive work on that contract.
Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to sell it too.
Whoa! Here we go. Your rep is off the charts. So you're getting a reward from the entertainment division for your work on Isla Man and Cerros.
Yep, and then his thing starts finally.
Hey, Isaac, how you doing? I got some cool stuff you need to be a part of, so I'm putting it out there. Come on and help the winning team. Mine.
Okay, so for this one...
Alright, look, I am all about this show. And with these dinosaurs, we have one unlike any other on the planet. Theme parks rely on drawing people in. And what is more attractive than new dinosaurs? Well, me, of course. Yeah, no, what I'm saying is let's get some fresh dinos in the hopper.
I don't know what's worse, treating these creatures like grist for the mill or propping them up as curiosities.
Okay, so Ceratosaurus, my first carnivore, I'm going to go ahead and put into an electric cage. I like usually giving the electric cages to the carnivores, kind of if it's necessary. You need to do that with them.
We can always use a few more resources. Here's our chance to earn some.
Alright, I need to go ahead and make I need to make a separate enclosure for it because, I mean, it's a completely different dinosaur. Where is... Shoot. I forgot. Okay. I also need to alter the landscape here. Get rid of all this excess water. Okay. Connect you here. Okay, hold on. There we go. Substation. Unused power. I kind of forget that it also bounces the power output back and forth between those. Okay, awesome. So now I got this. This might have been a little small for the Ceratosaurus. I'll figure it out. Let's see. If I release him right now, his rating would be just short. So let me go ahead and... that was not enough. Oh, and looks like it's time for this episode to come to an end. So I'm going to go ahead, cut it off here. Next time we will go ahead and focus on bringing you the Ceratosaurus. And I'll remember where I was talking about before, because again, I always get distracted by in-game talking. I need to get better at that. I don't know. You see people like Game Grumps, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. They know how to like listen and then pick up right where they left off. I don't know how they do it, but I'm gonna get there eventually. Until then, it was a pleasure. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and get infected with fun. See ya.